Oh my god, this is so unexpected. I was able to finish these 7 heads commission portraits in just 7 days or less than 7 days. So I'm gonna show you the quickest technique, the quickest tools, the quickest materials to use to create like family portraits or any commission portraits with lots and lots of people in it. You wanna know how I did it in just 7 days? Watch this. Accepting commission portraits with lots of heads like family portraits can be a little bit overwhelming for us portrait artists because this is gonna take lots and lots of days, hours to finish. And it's a good thing that for this specific portrait, the client wants a black and white portrait, which is a lot quicker compared to colored pencils and other colored mediums. And but I talked to her about using charcoal instead of graphite because charcoal is a lot quicker to use for a portrait and it's a lot easier, I must say, compared to graphite drawings. And at the same time, it is going to have a lots of contrast, which will make the drawing more realistic and three-dimensional, and you can achieve very dark values with charcoal. And it's a good thing that I have this particular set of charcoal pencils that I love to use whenever I want something quick, which is the General's charcoal pencils. This is my go-to pencil for drawings like this with lots and lots of details, or like in this particular drawing, it is 7 heads, which is a little bit crazy if you try to think of it. But with this particular technique and tools that I use, I can make this drawing, I should make this drawing a lot quicker to finish. Although it's quick, we don't want to sacrifice the quality, the artistry, and the realism that we promise to our client, because our clients basically wants their drawings to be realistic. It doesn't have to be hyper realistic because it has to still look like a drawing, even though we are trying to achieve the likeness of the portrait. We don't want to rush, but we want to be able to shade properly and to do the shading a lot quicker. And this is what I'm showing you right now. I'm gonna be using 3 grades of charcoal pencils right here. By the way, charcoal pencils, because we want to be able to layer with the point of a pencil on paper, and to not use the powder of the charcoal because it's going to be a lot messier, and in the end it's not going to be really quick. So we want to be able to create with this technique. I'm going to show it to you step by step. You're going to see it on the screen. So this first step, this is the blocking of the shadow or the rough sketching. So you don't need to be concerned with the smoothness or the blending at this stage. You just want to layer on paper. I decided to finish all of these heads with this first step. I'm gonna be sketching them, so I'm gonna see already the features of the faces. So it's gonna be already a little bit like the similarities based on the reference is going to be here on this step. So you're gonna feel that you're already like halfway of the drawing because you can already see the features, as you can see right here, because this is a B. So how can not all charcoal pencils have grade? So what's good about this General's charcoal pencils is that it has grades that you can use. So this is basically a lighter charcoal pencil. This is the B. So it's like you're putting a base tone. So this is step 2 after the base, after the first layer, the first shading is the softening and blending. So it's like you are pushing the pigments of the charcoal on the tooth of the paper with these different kinds of blenders. Right here I have these 2 makeup brushes. The first makeup brush is for the light tones, and the second brush is for the dark tones, because you don't want to the dark tones, you don't want to make the skin tone very very dark, so you use a different brushes. Now this one is a very crucial, you have to have this. This is a foam applicator for pan pastel originally, but I love using this because it effectively removes the pencil strokes, and it leaves you a very nice smooth skin tone, and it scatters the pigments of the B pencil over on the base, and it's like giving it a very nice base tone. Now the step 3 right here is the darkening. This is very crucial, this is very important, the power of contrast. So you have to really, if you are a beginner, contrast is the key to realism. It is the key to make your drawing three-dimensional. It looks realistic because of the contrast. The contrast means it is the relationship between your darks and your lights. Your light should be light and your dark should be very dark. If it requires very very dark shadows like this, I'm using here the 6B for my darkest shadows, like the shades of the hair right there, and then the nostrils, and then the eyes, and then some parts. And then the 4B is for the not very dark tones. So you just have to figure out which is the darkest. You can see it on your reference, and you use the 6B on that, and then the 4B for the not very dark shadows. So and then what makes this drawing a lot quicker right here, as you can see, is that the brushes that you use, the makeup brush that you use, it can acquire lots of charcoal pigments on it. So what you do is, if you want to add darkness on the skin tone, you just use the brushes that you used a while ago to make the skin tone darker. You don't need to layer on the actual skin tone like the face. You don't need to, like this one. As you can see, I acquired the dark of from the brushes, and then I use the same brush on the skin tone, but I use it very, very lightly because I don't want the skin tone to be very, very dark, just to achieve the right contrast on the skin tone. So you don't need to layer more pencils on the skin tone because they are already at this point very, very smooth. So you just use the brushes that you used for the skin tone, like the face, the side of the face, so to add the darkness for some areas like the neck, or in this case, like on the left side of the face, this is a little bit darker. So you just use the brushes that you use right here to create contrast on the face. So you don't need to layers, because the same powder that the brushes get from blending darker parts, you can just use that. Like here, you can see it darkens the skin tone a little bit, but I don't want to overly darken the skin tone because it's going to be the contrast will not be perfect. So now they have different types of hair, so you can just very quickly, with regular drawing, without using this particular pencil, it requires lots and lots of hours just to draw the hair. But this particular pencil is so quick whenever I use it for the hair. And then you also need erasers. So I have the Mono Zero erasers for the details of the hair. I have my regular rubber eraser, what you call it, the kneaded eraser right here for the highlights of the face right here. So it's very easy to put highlights. Don't forget to be accurate with your highlights also, as much as you are accurate with your dark shadow. So this is just alternately use the 6B and the 4B for the details and the shadows, the dark shadows of the hair, the face, and the details right here of the eyes. I use 4B in some parts, so it really depends on the reference photo. But I'm telling you, I'm really, the pace is very, very quick, but I don't want to sacrifice the quality of the drawing. I still need to use, but using brush right here is really, really quickens the process, because you don't need to layer anymore some pencils on the actual face. You just need to brush and then erase with kneaded eraser right here for the highlights. And then for the hair, what I need to do to use there is the Mono Zero eraser. So again, for this last face, it's surprisingly very, very quick to do. And well, I edited it, but I spent lots of days for this particular drawing. So again, this is the Mono Zero eraser, very quick. You can put details on your hair, and then you just need to sharpen the charcoal very, very this what's good about this charcoal pencil, the Generals, is that you can sharpen it. This is very, very strong. Even the 6B, which is supposed to be very soft, can be sharpened to a very, very sharp point. And then the crucial part here is to use the brush for the shadows of the skin tone. You don't want to be to have a low contrast drawing, because the contrast is the key. The dark should be really dark and the light should be light based on your reference photo. So it's a combination of shading and then blending. This foam applicator, this is a very good refining tool right here. You can get rid of the pencil marks using this foam applicator right here, and then you just have to clean everything very, very quickly, and then you can refine the final touch of the face. And then the white pen, because I'm not satisfied with the whiteness of the electric eraser for the highlight, so I use the Jelly Roll white pen for this. So surprisingly, it took me less than 7 days to finish this portrait, and you can try it. It's very, very quick, especially for portraits with lots and lots of heads, like family portraits. Thank you. I hope you learned something from this video.